Good evening, everybody. We're going to start in about 1 minute. Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the All About High School night. My name is Kelly Livingston. I am the Experiential Learning and Student Success Facilitator for the OCDSB. And tonight I'm going to talk to you about student success at the OCDSB and what that looks like. So, as a quick reminder, I just wanted to throw it out there that I'm going to be doing a 10-minute presentation to start, and then we'll have a 5-minute question and answer period. So, we've opened a Q&A chat for everybody. So, any questions, please put them in there. I will be checking it at the very end of the presentation. And if you don't know where that is, at the very bottom of your Google Meet, you will see a triangle with a square and a circle. And if you click on there, you'll have Q&A, and then you can start to ask your questions there. So, student success. So, student success, first of all, every single teacher that works and every really person that works within the OCDSB is there for their student success. But we do have a student success teacher in every intermediate school and high school. So, you might know them or you might not. If you are a grade 8 student right now, they might pop into your class every now and then. You might work with them. But if you don't know them, don't worry. You are going to get to know them very shortly, because in January, after the December break, you're going to start to actually work on picking your courses for high school. It's going to start January. It might be from like January to February type time, around that time. But they're going to be helping you pick your courses. So they help also with the transition into high school. They have a lot of information for you. They know a lot of times your high school, student success teacher as well. And they just know a lot about high school. So they're a really good person to turn to if you have any questions. And really, again, the overall job of a student success teacher, as any teacher, is to really help you find success within school. That's really the role. Okay, so there are a couple changes going from grade 8 to high school, grade 8 to grade 9. There's a couple changes that happen, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up about what that might look like. So, up to this point, most of you have been part of, like, if you went from kindergarten to grade 8, you kind of move along with the same people, right? And then maybe you didn't do so great in school, but you're like, oh, I'm kind of checked out, not a big deal. Kind of just move along. We changed that when you hit grade 9. So we actually switched to a credit-based system. So what is a credit? A credit is a class, essentially. All right. So it could be math, science, gym, drama, art. Really, any class that you take is usually 1 credit. There are some exceptions for sure. One of those exceptions being your civics and careers class. They're each half of a credit, but you do them all within that same year. But overall, every class that you're in is going to be a credit. Okay, now the big change, like I said, in high school is that you need to get a 50% or higher in order to get that credit. And so that's why I wanted to talk to you today, just because if you are worried about that 50%, we're here to tell you, do not worry. There are 1,000 people in every one of our buildings that are actually there to help you get that 50% or higher, right? To help you find success with whatever that looks like. So a semester at school is one from September to the end of January. And within that time, that's one semester, you're going to do 4 different classes. So you get 4 different credits there. And then the second semester is from February to the end of June. And then you're going to do 4 different classes that you did before. Okay. And then a non-semestered school is a bit different. You go from September to June, and you're going to be taking all 8 classes within that whole year. So you, on the one day, you might do 4 classes. The next day, you might do 4 others. I gave a couple examples. You'll see right here on this slide. This is an example of a semester timetable. Please note that every school's start time is different. Every school's days are different. So please look at the school that you're going to attend, their schedule specifically. And this is an example of a non-semester timetable, what it might look like, just to get a general idea. But all in all, you're going to be working on 8 different classes in grade 9. Okay. And then I'll come back to this in a second. And then when you're working on those 8 different classes, they're all counting towards what you would need to graduate. So if your goal is to get out grade 12, well, then this is what you're going to need to get there. Okay. You need to get 17 compulsory credits. And a compulsory credit is one where it's there's 4 English credits you need. You need to get 2 science credits, a geography or history. There's a couple credits that the Ministry of Education actually tells us that you have to take. And then you have 13 optional credits. That is credits that whatever floats your boat, whatever you are excited and jazzed about doing, those are the times that you get to pick the credits that really speak to you. Let's say you're really into music, you can take a bunch of music classes. Let's say you're really into phys ed, you're going to take a bunch of phys ed classes, right? So they're really there to design you to help you get along to wherever you want to go after high school. There's a couple other requirements. There's other sessions today that will talk more in detail about that stuff. You need to get a literacy requirement. You need to do 2 online learning credits, community hours. There's a couple more things, but don't worry about that at all, because people are going to be talking to you about this the whole time you're in high school. So none of this is going to be a surprise. I just wanted to give you a bit of a heads up right now if you're grade 8 going into grade 9. So what does a credit look like? How do you get a credit? Well, oftentimes you're going to attend class, you're going to do the work the teacher's asking for, you're going to get to do a bunch of group work and do a bunch of cool things in your classes. Every class is going to be super cool and unique. There's an evidence record. Usually every teacher gets to, it might look different. Every teacher does their thing, but they'll tell you all about this. But basically, there's overall expectations, just basically key things that you need to kind of know in that class to kind of get the credit and to move on. And like I said, if you get a 1- throughout all of those things, that's a 50%, then you can get the credit. Okay, so that's what a credit is. And this, I want to give you a heads up of what an evidence record might look like in your class. So what you need to graduate, there's also on my slide deck, which you have access to, there's both the link for the OCDSB website as well as the Ministry of Education's website. So you can go take a look there to find out what you need to graduate high school. But then a high school student success teacher, what is it? How does it look? Same exact thing as your intermediate student success teacher. They are there to help you find success in your school. That's what their job is, just like every other classroom teacher is, just like your guidance counselors are. Everybody in your building is going to be there to help you find success. So I don't want you to worry about the whole credit thing. People are there to help. But student success teachers are there to help you with the transitions. Like I said, you might actually meet them if you do go into your high school eventually, like for a tour. Help you with the transitions. They're there to help you with credit support. So a lot of schools offer things like credit intervention or credit rescue. Those are just fancy terms for if you're really struggling throughout a credit, like, oh, not doing so great in this one. It's just not my jam, or it's really confusing. Oftentimes your teacher will reach out to the student success teacher. And again, a bunch of teachers or a bunch of people are going to help you really try and give you that time and space to help get you caught up. There's also credit recovery. So let's say it was a really good effort, a bad result. You were just, 1 or 2 of those overall expectations I was talking about shy. Sometimes you're able to actually do a couple of projects with the student success teacher to help you get that credit. There's a lot of different options. That's basically what I'm trying to say. There is a lot of different options in high school. The big thing is that if you're really struggling, talk to your teachers, talk to adults in the building, and they are there to help you and to help you figure this all out. They can get extra help. There's so many things that we can do in high school to help you find that success. Student success teachers and your other teachers are also there for your skill building, help build those skills, advocate for you, or to help you advocate for yourself. They're a safe space. And again, just like I said, they're to help you find success in school. So the student success team, it is more than just a student success teacher. There is at least one in every school. Sometimes there's more, there might be multiple, but we all do the same thing. We're all there to help students. There's also your administration, which is your principals and vice principals. There's the student services, guidance counselors. You have your learning support teachers. They help people with IEPs. If you have an IEP, they're to help navigate that, to help support you. Your teachers will also know all that stuff too. Don't worry. Your student success teachers there, and your classroom teacher. Basically, if you're struggling in your class, just reach out to an adult and they are going to help you. Okay, we're going to help you find success. So, if you want any more information, you can actually ask any of your teachers right now in grade 8. They will know who your student success teacher is in your building. You can also go to the OCDSB website and you can find the student success teacher at your specific school by going to the school's website. And then if you have any questions right now, you can just put them in the chat and I will answer them to the best of my ability. And if not, I would say definitely reach out to your teachers in that you're with right now. Okay. So I'm going to answer some questions right now. Does extra volunteers hours count as credits? Great question. They don't. But extra volunteer hours often looks really good on a resume. And sometimes if you're wanting to apply to other things, either outside of high school or after high school, sometimes community hours really do, and extra community hours just looks good. So they might not count as a credit, but they might be really good for your future. What about IB? Excellent question. There are IB programs within the OCDSB. I would say reach out to your student success teacher or reach out to a guidance counselor and in the high school that you might be attending to learn more about that, because I just don't know as much about the programming and the options that we have, and I just don't want to give any false information. It was suggested that a semester school will likely not work for my child. What high school offered non-semestered? If you go to the OCDSB website, then you can actually find that information on there as well. Okay, what else? Oh, what can you do for extra credits? So that's a great question. For extra credits, you could do things like summer school, you could do night school, or you could do um, potentially e-learning. But talk to your guidance counselors. If ever you want an extra credit, your guidance counselors are definitely your go-to for that. Okay, talk to them and then they will be able to help you navigate all of that information. Oh, where can you find the recordings? Great question, because we've all recorded the recordings. The recordings are all going to be on the All About High School information page. So how you found this link, everything should be there for you. Is it only the courses and grades that matter for university college entrance? It depends. That is definitely a guidance counselor's question when you get into high school. But really, the grades, it depends on the program you're wanting to go into. It depends on the program. It depends on the entry requirements for that program and for that school. Everyone is very different, but your guidance counselors within your high school are definitely the ones to help guide you with that. So they will, if you'll make an appointment with your guidance counselor and they will definitely answer those questions for you. Oh, when are the extra credit classes? If there are 4 of the same classes in the semester schools, are they extra credit after school classes? I'm not really sure of that question. But I know that there is Yeah, like I just said beforehand, there's other opportunities to get additional credits. Just speak with your guidance counselor about that. What about IB? There are IB schools. There's IB programming that we offer, but again, please reach out to your SST or guidance counselor, and they might know more about that. And it will be on the OCDSB website as well. All that information will be there. And how does it work with students in OCV? That's a great question. I would actually maybe say reach out to your OCV student success teacher. They're going to be, it's kind of this, I think it's the same thing. I think that it's the, yeah, I think it's the same thing. I think that you just, they're going to be having the same kind of information sessions. They're going to help you pick your courses, exact same thing, just online. And then one other final thing is that there is an exit survey. If you could fill it out, that would be amazing. Just helps give us feedback on how to improve. And then also, if you're actually looking for schedule for in-person high school information night, like to actually go to your high school and see what they have to offer, that can also be found at the All About Information High School Night. And that is it for me. Thank you so much for attending. Hope you had a fabulous night, and I look forward to seeing you in the future potentially. Thank you.